So YouTube has been demonetizing a ton of channels the last few weeks for inauthentic or templated content. And I was curious about, what these channels were, because you have like a ton of videos that started appearing on my timeline. Oh, I got demonetized, I need your help. And yesterday I started looking into it and I clicked on channels, and like every single one I was like, yeah, I can totally see why they were demonetized, and thank you YouTube for cracking down on it. Because all these low effort channels that created videos using AI and text to speech or even their own voice, but if creating a video only takes you an hour or two and it gets hundreds of thousands of views, you might feel that's valid, but you're taking so much eyeballs, attention away from channel creators who actually invest a lot of time. And that's not me. I make low effort videos. I just rant here, while turning on the camera. I get like 10 views, 20 views per video. So, this does not affect me. I don't have a monetized channel. I did create software where you could create like a AI video avatar for cheap with lip sync and like some body movement. But I did that like for the technical challenge, and I learned so much doing that, on how to create pipelines and use and customize AI video models, etc. All that said, that's now on the heap of my failed side projects. I'm not going to continue to work on it because YouTube is cracking down on AI generated content. And even though I feel, using my avatar, I always made it clear it's AI, and I feel AI has its, if AI comes up with a deep analysis of something where a human could not easily come up with it, to then present it as AI-generated content can be valuable, in my opinion. Just because AI said it doesn't make it bad. But I'm already starting to ramble, so let's quickly look here at videos. And I recorded this before, and then my microphone was not configured correctly, so I'm just going through this again. So let's see here. I got demonetized for no reason. I think I looked at this before. It seems to be just a video game channel. Now, this one is actually one of the ones that maybe isn't that bad because it's just using video game content, which a lot of creators use. However, it might be taking somebody else's clips, or it might just be like here, for example, I see Devil May Cry 6 got confirmed. Devil May Cry 6 is coming. So as soon as you want the clicks and you start, making an announcement video for GTA 6, of course a lot of kids are going to click on it, or a lot of people who are curious. And if you don't really have any information that's unique or valuable, but if it's just for the clicks, then I can see how you're getting on very thin ice here. Yeah, so this creator clearly is one of the hundreds or thousands of channels that make like YouTube or creator drama reaction videos, often using clips from other channels that have covered it better. And again, I'm re-recording this because of a microphone problem, but it had actually here a lot of clips in there where he was playing a video game while he was talking. Not in all videos maybe, but he's clearly using very short clips from other creators, which he might not even have spent the time collecting himself. He might have just taken clips that somebody else spend a lot of time collecting, created a new voice track with his own script for it. And how many YouTube channels about drama, about creators or whatever do we really need? If we are getting a ton of channels like this, that's taking potential attention away from other channels. And how YouTube works is whenever you upload a video, it shows it to a number of people just to get stats on how many people click on it, how many people watch it, how much of it do they watch it. So the more videos get uploaded, even if they're very low effort, YouTube always has to carve out these 100 initial people where it shows them the video, just to see how it does. And it's very clear that this is not sustainable. If you have more and more people making low effort content, then more and more YouTube viewers get served a lot of stuff just to see if they click on it. And then if you use clickbait and stuff like that, then that makes it even worse because it frustrates viewers. And I don't even know how these people lack so much self-awareness that they say like, oh, how can YouTube do that? Demonetize my channel, when what they created is, AI slop aimed at, kids, teens, that like to, watch a video on I murdered a man that is 750 years old, and then it has like just a voice track over like a fireplace. I mean, are you kidding me? YouTube, why didn't you remove that like the moment it got uploaded? That's just trash.
Unsure of herself.
Or this one, Metal Works,
I couldn't believe it either.
I guess that's the guy behind it. My channel was demonetized. Well, you used Iron Maiden songs, or maybe a variation of it, modified by AI, set it to AI generated videos that took you like, maybe some money and then like a 1 minute prompt or whatever. And you put tribute video, or if you put tribute or parody in the title, that often avoids getting immediately monetized for stealing like Iron Maiden's song, but it's still super low effort, and it's not even a tribute. He's ripping off Iron Maiden. If you were Iron Maiden, you wouldn't like this. So I'm sad to say YouTube demonetized me last night. I'm going to appeal and hope that all goes well. Yep, nope, totally deserved. We don't need this crap. And again, you can call it sour grapes because my videos are low effort too, but at least I try to show my face. Might not always show it because it's not doing me any favors or whatever, but I just rant here. I stopped editing to perfection because if 10 or 20 people watch your videos, it doesn't make a difference. And if you didn't build a channel 5 or 10 years ago, it's very, very difficult to build a channel or gain any kind of following now. And YouTube takes so much effort if you are creating valuable videos. And I'd rather spend my time, programming my stuff and working on my projects. But yeah, okay, let's see here, Monumental. YouTube demonetized me. Yeah, again, we see here, he rode on the shoulders of giants, using Star Wars and Terminator and other people's intellectual property. Doesn't matter if you get 1 million views. If your video is just exploiting somebody else's creative, artistic effort using AI, these videos shouldn't even have ever been allowed. So, thank you, YouTube, for cleaning up that stuff. Yeah, and this one I looked at it before. I actually remember Harry Spotter. It kind of took off. It was sort of AI generated video. A lot of people liked it because it was genuinely funny. But this guy then just created 1 million videos using the same approach, and he is using somebody else's intellectual property and using AI video to generate that stuff. So it's like, how much money did he deserve in the first place, even if people watch this? Now this was kind of interesting because his channel didn't watch the videos, but it seems to feature a real family. However, when you browse the videos, you see that they are sort of clickbaity. And then he has like some stuff where suddenly it's like somebody drowns in quicksand, or somebody like in the thumbnail is fighting a AI generated super snake or something. So he had valid videos, but then he started using AI for clickbait, and at that point you've lost. You lost your authenticity. You try to get more clicks with fighting for my life in the flood, and you lost it. Maybe your channel was good at some point. You went to the dark side. And that's kind of ridiculous too. They rejected my appeal without even watching. And he gave as evidence that like his video where he presented to YouTube why his channel should be reinstated had 0 views. But it makes total sense to me that if somebody from YouTube internal watches your video, that does not count towards your stats. So yeah, if your video stays on 0 views, that doesn't mean that somebody from YouTube didn't take a look at it. Oh gosh, I'm already like rambling again here. Yeah, and very often because YouTube forces you to create a video with your real face to explain why your channel should be reinstated, and then has probably AI review that video. You have a lot of people with real faces who say, oh, I got demonetized, what am I going to do? This was my livelihood. And like, if you're empathic, like your first instinct is like, oh my gosh, YouTube is so mean, it takes away the livelihood of people. But you don't see how YouTube was taking away the livelihood of channels that were spending hours or days to create a video, to channel it to these slop channels. So not going to go through all these like one by one again. You can imagine, even if you're like familiar with that YouTube automation niche, that there were like a million explainer videos where it told you, oh, you got to go into true crime, or you got to go into public police camera recordings, you have to go into religion. Any channels about Jesus get a lot of viewers and they watch the whole video. Anything that's about movies, anything that appeals to kids, just don't make it too much about kids. Just pretend it's for adults but make it appealing to kids. And yeah, some people did things like animating a lot of stuff in Blender. If it is ugly slop that's aimed at kids, then it still doesn't deserve to be on YouTube, and it's still harmful for kids. It doesn't matter that you spend an hour, creating some video in Blender.
This isn't the kind of first long-form video.
It's not about the effort. It's not about the views. It's about, are you bringing something really valuable to YouTube? And I've yet to find a channel that got demonetized where it was like, yeah, this was actually really valuable. And I'm not saying that demonetization is always good. I mean, YouTube has the big problem with copyright, where like somebody could sneakily record some original song or even like rain sounds, put it on YouTube and say copyright free rain sound or copyright free jingle or song or whatever, and then people would think, oh, it says in the title no copyright, download it, put it into their videos, and then the person could go 2 years, 5 years later and strike every single one of those videos that used their sound, and YouTube would then give all the revenue of all these videos to the person who created that 10-second rain sound or that quick little jingle. And some naive person used it in their YouTube intro or outro and lost all monetization for their channel. Now that kind of stuff is like ridiculous. They should tackle that. The YouTube situation is ridiculous. Yeah. And how these people have so little self-awareness that they don't see how low effort their content was, and how this should not even have ever you know, taken up any kid's eyeballs, any SSD space, any memory, any GPU to generate. But yeah, I'll stop the rant here. YouTube, please keep doing what you're doing. From what I see, YouTube is doing a great job cleaning up stuff. And yes, they're not going to explain to every single creator exactly what was wrong, because for obvious reasons, you know, they're keeping it like all into your videos following a template, or your videos are inauthentic. And then creators say, oh, you know, other people use templates, you know, other people use branding for their videos, other people use AI generated content, and they don't look at how you can use AI and it can be, you know, overall a valuable video that's authentic. And you can use a template and it can still be valuable. But as soon as you start cranking out videos, good riddance. So, all right, and with this, my rant is over. It's over.